All right, fine. And people all over the world want to know what's going on, and certainly a lot of people in the other countries know far more than the people here in the United States.
Our website is www.AE911truth.org. That stands for Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, and you can contact us through email on the website very easily, and we'll call you back. We don't really have a phone number to give out, but the website is we answer, or we at least look at all of those emails. We can't answer all of them, of course. We've got now 2 million hits on our website, which for us is a big deal. So we're very excited. I encourage your listeners to support us. We have so many things we need to do. Going to the architectural conventions, bringing our evidence to the architects, the people who can really kick this thing off. We want to get to 2,000 architect and engineer petition signers by September 11th of this year, when we will go to Washington, D.C. and present this evidence to Congress and have a major press conference letting people know what their officials are doing, official by official, in response to the truth that we're bringing them relative to the destruction of these 3 high-rises on 9/11.
Well, now, you basically had a series of press conferences all across America. Once you got up to 1,000 members in the Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, you held press conferences. How many of them did you hold across America simultaneously?
Yeah, there was 47 of them, and the main one being on February 19th in San Francisco, where we highlighted all of this information with David Ray Griffin, with Stephen Jones, with Eric Lawyer of Firefighters for 9/11 Truth. And the audience was packed, and we live streamed it, but we still did not get coverage on mainstream national coverage. It was very, very disappointing from that respect.
Well, I mean, having been at this game for almost 48 years, I'm never surprised by anything that they will do to cover up the truth. But I'm always amazed when we do get the information out. In fact, we had the opportunity to be on the Jesse Ventura, conspiracy theory, I guess it was, video of, and those got national coverage on the Truth Channel, whatever it is. And Sydney, amazed. I mean, that was so well received. They had, I think, six versions of it. It was probably one of the most popular programs in the United States after just being said 6 times and then shut down. But at least we did get the information out. It's amazing how many people saw it, and suddenly their eyes began to open. So there are so many aspects of this, and simply it's a matter of getting this on mainline television. And believe me, the other side will do everything they can to keep the people from learning the truth. The one thing they fear more than anything is the American people will learn the truth and demand that the murderers, and there are people who are guilty of murder, come forward. And believe me, if one of them was indicted, he'd probably roll over and expose all the rest of them. And I just wish we had a prosecutor or an attorney general or a district attorney somewhere in America who is willing to take this on, because one man could begin to turn this around. One man in a position who has the ability to subpoena and, of course, to bring an indictment.
That's all it takes. That's what was it, Jim Garrison, bringing JFK?
Right, down there in New Orleans. In fact, we've got the books that he wrote, and he was a very courageous guy. And they went after him, but I think there are an awful lot of people who realize that they killed John Kennedy, and they do kill anybody who gets in their way, unfortunately, because these are not nice people. If they kill Jack Kennedy, why should they worry about killing almost 25, close to 3,000 people in those Twin Towers? Because it furthered their agenda and really was a watershed event as far as our nation was concerned. Well, our number is 1-888-24-LIBERTY or 464-8295. Our guest is Richard Gage of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. And certainly where he's actually, Richard is trying to get the information out. He has an excellent DVD. You really need to see it. It's all presented very logically. There is no speculation at all. Everything is factual. And when you see the evidence, I don't know how you can come to any other conclusion other than they murdered those people.
I don't disagree with that. It's clearly murder, and the architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth are focusing on the forensic evidence and eyewitness testimony of the destruction of the 3 World Trade Center towers. And when people ask us, well, who did this? We keep a safe distance from speculating about that because we tend to be criticized as conspiracy theorists as soon as we take a step in that direction. But it's very clear to suggest, or easy to suggest, that we want to look in any crime, solving of any crime, who benefited, who had the access to these buildings to plant these explosives, who had access to the explosives, extremely high-tech explosives, and who had the means, the motive, and the opportunity. And follow the money. Enormous money was made on 9/11, and you look at the industries that benefited the most, and this isn't speculation. This is clear. You have the defense industry, the oil industry, the banking industry, the media, and the insurance industry at the tops of those lists. Well, who sits on the boards of directors of each of those industries? They're all the same people. They're completely interwoven, interlocked, interlinked. And so just that information by itself is cause for great suspicion of these.
Well, I don't think we need to say who did, because I have no idea. All I do know is that President Bush did not know what was going to happen. He was frightened to death that morning. That's why he sat there, reading about a goat, in the classroom. He was obviously frightened to death. And of course, when something like this is happening, they never go to the president. He never is told what's going to happen. They call it plausible denial. The president can say, I had no idea, and that's absolutely true. But somebody knew, and somebody's covering up the truth. Graham, is there anything you'd like to say to our listeners out across America before we let you go?
Yes, please don't sit on this information. If you're going to sit somewhere, sit in front of your computer and do the work from there. Send the AE911truth.org link to every architect and engineer you can find in your community and beyond. Send it to everybody else that you know. This, as Dr. Stan has said, is the Achilles heel of the of these darker forces that the perpetrators that are operating behind the scenes here. Bringing the truth about 9/11 will start the first dominoes that will bring the rest of this of their nefarious deeds to light. So we're encouraging everybody to get on the action bandwagon, and it's just you can talk to everybody you know. Get the DVDs and pass them out. The cards, the brochures that we have on our site. Write your congressman. Demand an answer about why our government didn't look for explosives in the World Trade Center dust. Write call talk show hosts and call them on why they're not allowing 1,000 architects and engineers to be heard on their show. There's so much that can be done, so please don't just ignore this information or say, wow, I'm glad Dr. Stan is doing something about this. No, you have to do something about this. Dr. Stan can only speak to his audience, but his audience can speak to an audience 10 times that large by opening their mouths and taking risks, as Dr. Stan has.
Richard, I want to thank you so very much for what you do, your dedication to this cause. And this is Dr. Stan. Richard, God bless, and we'll look forward to talking to you real soon.